Shut the f up. I don't give a f, dude. Look at this. Look at this. He's fighting a professional boxer.
Jake Paul just got canceled by the boxing community after he called out Mike Tyson to a fight. Now, it all started when Joe Rogan discussed the problem child's unusual boxing career and the ambitious plans to become the greatest boxer ever. Although Rogan appreciates Jake Paul for what he's doing for the sport, he thinks that Paul's getting a little bit too carried away by wanting to fight boxing legends who are way past their prime. The call out of Mike Tyson was the nail in the coffin for many, and a lot of former pro boxers and MMA stars came out in protest to cancel Jake Paul.
I mean, how old is Mike Tyson? 60?
57.
57? Jake Paul?
27.
You are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth. The fact that you even have a platform or anything of that nature is a slight on society. You truly make me disgusting. And if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my shit.
So this is a lose-lose for Jake Paul. You can't go out there and potentially beat up Uncle Mike, the guy that's so loved by the world. You don't get no cool points for that. Let's say you go in there and you do beat up Uncle Mike. So you think now people are gonna respect you. Oh, Jake Paul, yeah, you beat Mike Tyson, 58-year-old Mike Tyson. No, you're not gonna get the respect for that. In fact, I think it'd actually be worse. People might hate you more because it's Uncle Mike. Everyone loves Uncle Mike. But on the flip side, you go out there and you get put to sleep, which is a possibility because Uncle Mike still has that punching power. He's still ferocious and he will still come at you. You go out there and get put to sleep. Let's just go ahead and sign the death certificate of your career. There's no more career after that.
What do you think of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? That fight just got announced. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
They're gonna fight, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna fight. Do you think Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson?
I don't think so.
I'm sure you have some opinions about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson is 57 years old. Honestly, I just think it's sad, bro. I don't know why Jake took it. It's a lose-lose. Everyone's gonna know him as the guy that knocked out on old Mike Tyson.
At his age, if you get hit by one solid
Turn
Jake
into
Paul
prune
punch,
juice.
you're prune juice.
It's Mike Tyson. Anything can happen. Jake could literally walk out without an ear. Like, bro, he's...
The funny thing is, Evander Holyfield followed me.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah. I said, nah.
Not enough ears.
No, I'm
Yeah, you're asking the wrong guy. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad. But it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it. And it's entertainment, I guess. But for someone that idolised the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day.
Do you think Jake Paul gets any credibility if he beats Mike Tyson?
He's 58 years old.
As y'all just saw, the boxing world was weirded out by Paul's decision to fight a 58-year-old Iron Mike. Now, many hoped that this fight wouldn't take place. Now, the experts were not just concerned for Mike Tyson, who hasn't been in the best of health recently, but was also concerned for Paul, who could be seriously hurt by Mike Tyson's incredible punching power. The boxing legend hasn't shied away from displaying his skills, and judging by the recent training footage, y'all, we can safely say that Mike Tyson has still got it in him to take on opponents in a pro boxing fight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the one.
Also, have a look at this absolutely jacked 58-year-old Iron Mike. This dude's look like he could destroy Jake Paul with a single punch. This man's biceps got biceps.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mike Tyson does look incredibly fit for his age, and he's made it clear that he wants to fight Jake Paul no matter what, and ain't nothing gonna prevent him from pulling him out of this fight. He also didn't hesitate to criticize Paul and had a stern warning for the 27-year-old.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already?
Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas. He's not gonna win. He couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How he gonna knock me out? What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't get knocked those little guys. How he gonna knock me out? Who did he knock out? Who did he knock out? Little children. He didn't knock out, never knocked out a real man. Come on. I can't even get mad at this guy because everybody know this guy's talking out of his ass. And stealing money. I'm up here just stealing money fighting him. Well, just come to the fight and you'll see. Listen, I started Jake off and I'm gonna finish him.
Tyson looks prepared for this fight and he's confident that he can destroy Paul in the ring. Now, the fans will also be eager to see Paul get knocked out by the boxing legend, especially considering that he's been boasting ever since he agreed to fight Iron Mike. After his latest victory over Mike Perry, Jake Paul once again called out Mike Tyson. What's more, he also made an audacious call out to the current UFC champion, Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira, you said you want to box. I'm the king of this. Come over, we can make it happen. I want you, Alex Pereira. I just beat a BKFC champion. I beat multiple UFC champions, and he said he wants to box. So Alex Pereira, after Mike Tyson, let's make it happen.
Man, that's like Gordon Ramsay challenging Stevie Wonder to a cook-off. With all these audacious call-outs to established fighters and boxing legends, many in the boxing world want the problem child to be dealt a reality check. And Iron Mike is just the dude who's capable of punching that card and that dude's smug face. But a lot of boxing icons feel that this is unnecessary since Iron Mike has got nothing more to prove to the world. Bernard Hopkins was among the few who slammed Mike Tyson for taking this fight. Now, he went so far to say that the boxing legend was degrading himself by agreeing to fight Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson coming out to fight Jake Paul.
I don't like it.
Is it because of the...
Jay, I look at Mike as like, I look at him different in a way of my era. Like people looked at Ali. And I looked at Ali different too, but not too many people. Marvin Hagler, Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't like it. I think it's become more of a sideshow with some sweat, maybe some blood, if we're lucky. I won't watch it. No, I can watch two turtles race and be more excited.
Is it because of the advanced age of Mike Tyson and the youth of Jake Paul? Just a mismatch, or?
It's because how I look at Mike Tyson. And I shared not only the ring with Mike Tyson a few times, but the era, right? A little tip of the era. I just think it degrades him. And you got someone to cover up, like, you're getting $100 million, getting $200 million. Please. Okay.
I believe y'all call it that itch. When it comes to that itch, how do you, as a fighter with y'all level, tame that itch?
So you asking me when a fighter get that itch, what do you do to give it that? You take a shower.
Boxing icon Sugar Shane Mosley, however, feels that there ain't no way Jake Paul stands a chance at defeating Mike Tyson. Now, he recently broke down this fight and shared his insights on both fighters. He doesn't think that a 58-year-old Mike Tyson fighting a young Jake Paul is a problem for the boxing legend, and he had an interesting explanation as to why this is the case.
To me, I think that he's not too old. I think that he is too old, but not too old for that fighter at 28 years old because Jake Paul's only been fighting for 4 years. I think that he has a big advantage because of the experience. Now, if the guy had experience and he started boxing Jake Paul when he was 8 years old or 9 years old, something like that, yes, he would be too young for Mike Tyson. But since Jake Paul's only been boxing for 4 years, no amateur experience. It's gonna be very, very hard for him to get past Mike Tyson, but we will see. He works very hard, he trains hard every day. He has a great team, great coaches, but sometimes you need a little bit more experience. And I think that's what's gonna be the problem in this fight, is experience.
Mosley also believes that Mike Tyson is already a legend and the result of this fight ain't gonna change nothing. Now, he also stated that the onus is on Paul to perform well and shock the world by beating Mike Tyson. He also believes that Paul is fighting his first fight against a real boxer and the win could take his boxing career to the next level if he can pull it off.
I think Mike is already a hero already. I think he's already a hero and he's already made his claim in the boxing world. I think this is more for Jake to be, a real fighter or fight a real fighter. And quite frankly, like Mike Tyson is very hard, and he's still Mike Tyson. So it's going to be a great fight. And I take my hat off to Jake because he actually dove right in and trying to fight a great. Even though he is 58 years old, he still punches harder than a lot of guys that can be 20, 30 years old. It doesn't matter how old they are, he still hits hard.
Several other experts shared their reactions to this fight. So let's take a look at what they all got to say.
In Riyadh, Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak, and hopefully. And I look forward to that match as well. You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
And Tyson, I don't care who you are, nobody's above Father Time. Tyson's what, like 6 years old, I think?
Tyson is 57.
57.
And Jake Paul is 27.
Yeah, man, that no matter how much of an athlete and mean Tyson was in his prime, this is way past his prime. So I just don't know how much of Tyson is left, all these heavyweights that Tyson's been fighting, those shots just don't go away. He's gotten hit by some of the hardest hitters that ever walked planet Earth, dead square on the jaw. So that only gets worse with time, So could Jake beat him? Yeah. But is that Mike Tyson? No, it's not fucking Mike Tyson. We all know who Mike Tyson is. But obviously he's not fighting Mike Tyson. He's fighting the shuttle Mike Tyson. I don't know, man. Maybe I overthink things like this in this matter too much, but there's too much moving pieces. Like I don't even know if it's a 3-minute or 2-minute round, if it's 16-ounce gloves, if it's 10-ounce gloves. I don't know any of that stuff,
And of that match between Mr. Paul and Mr. Tyson, which one do you think is going to win?
The only thing I'm worried about is Father Time. That's one thing that has never been beat. And Tyson's he's older now, but I pray that he comes out healthy. But I think Jake Paul because of youth. That's the only thing, because of the youth.
I got Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't see how Jake pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guys would hold Mike, guys with long reach that outweigh him.
Yeah.
I think people that's Mike's weight, with Mike's center of gravity, I don't think there's anything that's gonna stop him. Mike hits him in the body don't move that much. I don't see how Jake survives a body attack, personally.
Okay, I looked it up. Mike Tyson is 220 pounds.
That's 1 pound less than his optimal weight.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. He's got about 20 pound
Are
difference.
you kidding me? He's only 200?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. It's worse than I thought.
That was his last fight. That's what he weighed in as.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That means, he fought Tommy Fury he was 200 pounds when he fought Tommy Fury?
6'1". Mike is what, 5'10"? Let me see.
Huh. He's 6'1".
5'10", yeah. 5'10". So he got 3 inches on him.
I know.
3 inches for Mike Tyson's not a big deal, obviously. But Tyson is 57. And, okay.
I don't care.
Once again, the experts and pros are critical of this fight taking place. However, this all seems to be invested in this fight, and a lot of people believe that Mike Tyson's gonna have an easy victory on fight night. Listen, man, the boxing world really wants Jake Paul to be canceled, but this dude is showing no signs of slowing down. And with his latest call out to Alex Pereira, Paul has made it clear that he wants all the smoke and he is not bothered by what the critics gotta say about him. During the latest press conference after the Mike Perry fight, Paul shed more light on his plans for his boxing future. He also talked about why he wants to take on Pereira.
2 quick ones for you. Number one, any specific reason that you call out Alex Pereira? Obviously, a UFC contract. It'd be tough to get him out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I want everybody. I love this sport. And, you know, he's tweeted about wanting to go into boxing. We got him on the FaceTime right there in the ring. And I said, yo, can you get out of your contract? If he can get out of his contract, then let's run it. And so when I asked him that, he had a pause. He, like, looked at his manager. You know, these guys aren't their own bosses. So I want all the smoke. But at the end of the day, will Dana let him out? That's too big of a risk if I could embarrass his #1 praised fighter right now. But I want all the smoke. I want all the MMA guys, and I've beaten all of them. Who's next? He's the king right now of the UFC, so I want him. I'm going to decapitate him and dethrone him.
And just to be clear, right, it was Anthony Joshua that said Pereira should enter the boxing ring. Pereira said, I'm honored, I would love to. Who should I fight? Right, and when Jake saw that, he said, hey, he should fight me. And we said, well, he signed to the UFC. And that was the basis of that discussion.
The dude may have bold plans for his career, but he's got another massive fight coming his way against Mike Tyson on November 15th. And looking like he's already preparing for the fight too.
Talked about Tyson, I mean, obviously he's a legend, but considering what you did tonight, should a 53-year-old really be getting in the ring with you, do you think?
Yeah, if Tyson wants to get in the ring, I'm down, and he does. So here we are. He's one of the baddest men on the planet, and you know, if he wants that opportunity and that smoke, he's the one who is like, let's make this a pro fight. I'm gonna end you, and I'm ready for it, and I'm excited for it, and he's a beast.
It's
very
amazing.
dangerous.
It's amazing. No matter what would have happened here, somebody would have asked the question of, should this fight really happen? Jake would have gone to a decision. They would have said, should this fight happen? Can he really beat Mike Tyson? Jake would have lost. They would have said, thank God he's not fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would have killed him. He beat Mike Perry, who's an extremely tough man. He's not as tough as Mike Tyson, and he's certainly not as skilled as Mike Tyson in the boxing ring. No, he's not.
Yeah, you don't even know.
No, he's not.
You don't even know his age,
Next
to be honest.
question.
Paul also shared a roadmap for his career. Now, the problem child hopes to become a cruiserweight in the future and shared the different types of bouts that he's been fighting in recent years.
Jake, you said after the fight that your goal is to be the cruiserweight champion in 2 to 2.5 years. How would fighting a guy like Conor, who came after you, McGregor, who came after you tonight after the fight, or Alex Pereira help you achieve that goal?
Yeah, man, anytime I can get into a camp for a big fight and perform under the bright lights to prepare me for tough moments, I'm going to take it. So, you know, there's money fights, there's big fights, there's experience fights. I think tonight was an experience fight. November is a massive, massive fight, and I mean, it's experience going up to heavyweight and being in there with someone who's been doing something, boxing their whole life. So everything is just on the path to being a cruiserweight champion, and if I can go in there with champions of different leagues, those are the best of the best in the world, and they're going to bring the best out of me.
You've seen what he's done to experienced boxers that have a similar record to him, right? So these moments, I think, help prepare him for those more experienced boxers. You saw Chavez Jr. tonight. He looked pretty good, but he was fighting a guy who was 1-0 in boxing, right? His 1-0 is against an NFL player. And yet that MMA guy was able to hang in there with someone who has 60-plus fights. So it's not easy what he does to these MMA fighters in any way.
He also shared his thoughts on fighting the rematch against Nate Diaz in MMA. He also opened up about his team making an offer for Diaz for the rematch.
Nate Diaz had a victory win over Jorge Masvidal. We know that you beat him in the past when you guys had your boxing fight. How do you feel him calling you out again and saying that he's gonna, kick your ass?
He wants payday. Payday.
I know that.
No, but I want to do it in MMA. And he don't want he there's too much to risk for him. I don't think he thinks he could actually beat me in MMA. We made the offer and he hasn't accepted it. So Nate Diaz, if you want the rematch, we're doing it in MMA.
Is there anything special that caught your eye from that fight with Masvidal? Did you watch it?
Is there
anything new special?
No. Just a zombie. So Mike Perry, Nate Diaz, zombie. They're gonna be in the zombie apocalypse one day. Eating people.
This dude's got some pretty bold ambitions, which is getting the attention of a lot of people in the combat sports world. Man, even recently, Conor McGregor had some strong words for the problem child after his win over Mike Perry. Yo, in a now deleted tweet, the MMA champion threw some hardcore shade. Jake Paul is the biggest piss bag I've ever seen in my life. 40-pound weight difference, juiced out of his head and still shitting himself in there. Nikisa, you should take him to Vegas. Oh, that's right, you could never. Woohoo, man, shots fired. Paul responded to the post by the Notorious and took a dig and indirectly called him out to a fight.
As soon as your fight ended, Conor McGregor said Mike Perry was fired from the BKFC.
Oh my!
Did he really? Yeah. And he took shots at you. He called you some derogative term. Any message for Conor McGregor?
Hey, that's up that you fired your BKFC champion, but
face of BKFC.
I told you that was gonna happen. You know, I told you exactly what was gonna happen. He was big upping his boy Mike Perry. I said, okay, Conor, like after I f up Mike Perry, then you're next. So Conor's on Twitter all the time. He's on his yacht all the time, but guess where he's not? In the ring fighting me. So he can talk all the he wants, but the Notorious MMA is scared of Jake Joseph Paul from Disney Channel, and I put that on my mama.
Thank you, everybody.
It looking like Jake Paul ain't scared of fighting anybody in the ring, unless, you know, they close to his own age and weight class. This dude's string of victories has boosted his confidence enough to take on the best fighters in the world, regardless of which sport they fight in or how much older they are than he is. Man, I think it's pretty clear where I stand on all this, but tell me, man, what y'all think about Jake Paul, the little rugrat? Let me know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, baby, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.